Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. And today for your Friday, it's going to be an Into the Void coming at ya between SkunkBeard and Ezekial here on King's Cove. Top left-hand corner, the Red Zerg player SkunkBeard, and in the bottom right-hand corner, the Blue Terran player Ezekial. So Into the Void is my every 2-week examination of StarCraft 2's silver, bronze, and gold level replays that are sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Into the Void. My screener Sniper Monkey went through the whole darn pack I got, chose these ones as being a good example of a lobby play, and we're going to go ahead and have some fun here, get some education here, and let's get right on into it. Drone scouting. Here is SkunkBeard. At your level, if you're watching this and you're bronze, silver, gold, or platinum especially, drone scouting is good. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, okay? Knowing what the opponent is doing is more important than having a lead in the mid game. And hey, Proxy hatch out of SkunkBeard. If you're planning on Proxy hatching, then yeah, go ahead and send that drone out first. Ezekial, if a drone comes into your base and you see it and you don't see it do anything else or leave, look for a proxy hatch, okay? Alright, man, that's good placement too. I need to memorize that for King's Cove. I'm going to try this out, SkunkBeard. I'm going to try it out. Alright, so SCV scouting here as well is Ezekial. SCV scouting and probe scouting are less controversial in the StarCraft 2 community, but yeah, do that as well, Protoss and Terran fans. He's like, I see a spawning pool. I see an extractor coming up, and the spawning pool coming up, but no hatchery. And reading what players are doing at this level is kind of hard, because maybe they just be bad, right? Maybe they're just terrible at this game, and they have a lot of money floating right now, but nope. Hey, the SCV was trying to build a barracks here, and accidentally scouted the hatchery. That's fantastic. That is so absolutely wonderful. Marines in production. SCV's pulled off the line. It's a little late for that, bros. Immediately builds a bunker, though. I like that decision from Ezekial. I honestly love the decision of building a bunker here to fall back to with your Marines. You need to, because you're going to need to. Making a queen here would be beautiful, SkunkBeard. If you have the resources to do so, he does. And he makes it immediately. So let's do this thing. APM for Ezekial is 0. Marines in here to fight. The Lings need to focus down the Marines. Not let the SCVs distract. And they do. They jump right on top. Decent kiting here, though. And no! Both Marines get inside the bunker. What play from Ezekial? That is actually some really clutch stuff there. These Lings going after SCVs, but the Marines coming out actually wreck them. Dang, Ezekial is holding this exceptionally well. All the Lings die, and none of them get any kills whatsoever. I don't think maybe an SCV got killed there, but otherwise, nothing too bad. Queen comes out, but isn't going to necessarily dupe super well here against the Marines. I'm trying to throw down a creep tumor, which is problematic. Lings jump on top of these Marines. And, boy, I don't know. That SCV is going to die. This SCV has to retreat at this stage, and the tumor goes down. That's a problem. Don't send a Marine out, Ezekial. If you're going to deal with the Queen, send out, like, 4 Marines. No! But a roach pops out. There's a roach, Warren. SkunkBeard is all-inning behind this, guys. He's all-inning hard. 19 to 17 workers in production. Trying to get a tank out, Ezekial is, which I wholeheartedly approve. Trying to get a tank out here. Roaches ready to rock. A queen here, too. Creep spreading it. Another queen coming in, but SkunkBeard is supply blocked, which is a horrible thing to discover when you're in the middle of an attack like this, is that you are supply blocked. So he's making some overlords now, a little bit late on the uptake, but that's okay. Ezekial, this tank is on the way, and once the tank shows up, I think this hatchery dies, if nothing else. Ooh, does manage to get a tumor over here. This is one of my favorite things to do if you have creep and a tumor inside your opponent's base, is find places you can sneak tumors. Oh, there's the scan, but the tumor goes down, and you're going to kill it before the scan wears off. It doesn't look like it. Ezekiel's not interested in venturing onto this creep, which might be a bit of a mistake. I don't know. Ling's attacking the front door. Tank sets up to try to kill both of them at the same time, which I honestly appreciate. Oh, 3 Ravager shots on that tank. Go. Don't let your hatchery die. Get in there. 3 Ravager shots on the tank. Go. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Oh, they're going after the bunker, which, okay, the bunker goes down is nice. That is good. Another queen comes up, but the tank is absolutely firing here. I don't know, man. I think taking the tank down would have been a better decision, but the bunker was not a bad choice either. Transfuse is going to help to keep this thing alive, but 2 tanks shelling it is a problem. How is this not... It doesn't have the vision afforded it previously. Oh, the bunker had some extra vision the tank was making use of, but now it can't see the hatchery. What an insane first 5 minutes this game has been. I am just on board with this 100%. Thanks for choosing it, Sniper. Thanks for sending it in, whoever did. I'm enjoying it immensely. The good news for Ezekiel is he hasn't lost many SCVs. 2. 2 is not a big number. Speedlings would be incredible here. Like, spending some gas on speed I think would be nice, getting a wraparound on these tanks. Roaches and Ravagers I worry about, but if you can sneak up here... Oh, gosh. The tank fire. Dude, okay, getting out behind this mineral line might actually work. 1 Ravager down. Trying to find an angle where they can hide. This tank positioning is kind of incredible. There's nowhere these guys can go. The tank's got 9 kills. It's going to have 10 kills. Sooner rather than later, they're going to finish off the hatchery, too, with these other 2 tanks. And it looks like Ezekiel has something to... Stabilize is the word I was going for there. Oh, the tumor went down because the queen was next to it and took the shot, and the splash damage killed the tumor. That, I mean, yikes. At this point, how many SCVs have gone down? 8? So 2211 workers is bad for Ezekiel. He lost so many SCVs during that last little bit. And sure, he cleared out the army, and sure, he killed the creep. That roach ends up dying with, I don't think, any kills at all. This tank, though, seriously, 14 kill tank is hero of the day. Hero of the Dominion or whatever Terran group happens to be represented here, because I don't know. I don't know who we're looking at exactly, but... Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So good 5-minute start, enjoying it. The problem is Ezekiel's down 22-9 workers. SkunkBeard has a natural base, and he's going for a baneling nest. Army supply definitely favoring Ezekiel. If you get these tanks across the map and get some damage done, that'd be nice, but instead, it looks like he's turtling up. Sieging up on this high ground. Sieging up at his natural indicates that he's trying to catch back up economically with SkunkBeard, which I don't know if that's the right choice here or not. The fact that SkunkBeard doesn't have Ling speed is problematic for him. If he's going for a Ling Baneling style of a thing, having speed is really important, and he has the resources for the upgrade too, so he should probably go... Oh, there it is. He's getting it started. He's getting it started now. All right, very good stuff then. Ezekiel needs to be producing SCVs at just every bit of moment that he can clip. Like, every second of the day, he needs to be making SCVs. He's starting 1, which is nice. He's getting an orbital command at his natural base, which is nice. But you need to be making SCVs literally every time you can, all right? Don't queue them up. Don't do that. But if this is not building SCVs and you see it, build another SCV. There we go. There we go. Ezekiel trying to catch back up at this point, because SkunkBeard is making 6 drones at a time. And I think, Ezekiel, you could have just killed him if you pushed with this. Push with 3 tanks. Handful of Marines and a Viking, and I think you win versus these slow roaches and these slow lings. Because, again, they're slow, and SkunkBeard is just blindly droning up. He doesn't have any vision of this. He doesn't know if you're moving out or not. So, Ezekiel, if you're watching this, you had a window in here to kill your Zerg opponent. Honestly, in situations like that, where it's that all-in from the Zerg player, and they are absolutely coming at you, investing so much stuff into the attack, and they lose their entire army... Counterattacking wins more often than not. So just keep that in mind. It's hard for the Zerg player to have enough units back home to defend against your units like this and try to kill you at the same time. I speak from experience. So the third base is likely going to die. SkunkBeard, I don't know. I kind of feel like pushing into the natural would be better, but speed is done, and tanks sieging up. Ling's going to walk in here and just get roasted. Yeah. Yeah, no. The Marines handling it pretty well. A couple of Marines died of the friendly fire, but all the Zerglings are dead. The Marines are pretty happy to not be dead. And the third base is getting it wrecked. So Ezekiel's on 2 bases, and SkunkBeard's on 2 as well, which is good for the Terran player. Trying to kill these eggs, which is hard to do, but the roaches, never mind. The roaches are dead anyway. They don't kill anything. That corpse getting flung out of the way. Ravagers in the mix for SkunkBeard now, which, again, if you can corrosive bile down these tanks without taking too much fire, you can have a pretty good time, but you are taking some serious tank fire here. 1 tank dies, but... okay, the other one goes down here too. And the Liberator shows up, but again, 3 corrosive biles also kills a Liberator. So the fact there are 3 Ravagers remaining here is a big deal for SkunkBeard. Good, or SkunkBeard is what it is. Setting up in range of this Queen, not a great start, but you are going to kill the Queen, which is nice. So Queen down, stopping all the mining here, killing these eggs is kind of a huge deal too. And 1, 2, 3. There it is. Ooh, got the Viking as well. Don't stack up your units if you're dealing with Ravagers, Ezekiel. Make the Viking be a little bit further out. Also, the Viking could have been going after Overlords the whole time. Once the Queen was dead especially, you could have attacked and started taking down those Overlords with really nothing to stop you at all, except for Ravager Vials, which you can dodge. SkunkBeard is oversaturated his main quite a lot, and his natural doesn't have much room for it either, so we should be taking a third base here at some point. Ezekiel, was he making SCVs the whole time? He was not making SCVs the whole time. He only has 21 workers. He was doing the thing that I do. Like, it's not something that I'm telling you to do because I'm perfect at it, but you absolutely have to be making additional SCVs during attacks, if nothing else. Like, always be making SCVs, always be making supply depots. You don't get supply blocked. Yeah, if you had like a fully saturated 2-base economy right now and you were just pumping out Marines and tanks like there was no tomorrow, I really think your situation would be better. But as it stands, you're in a bit of trouble here, Ezekiel. SkunkBeard has taken a third base and a fourth base. Maybe a little bit ambitious, but hey, you really should transfer drones down, at least at the natural. There are some slots available here, 4 of them. To be precise, Ravager's attacking in and just not doing a whole lot with the bunker there, with the Marines there. Corrosive Bile can be pretty good against Bio, especially if he doesn't... Especially if they're not dodging the biles all that much, which Ezekiel is not doing a super great job at. But that's all right. Do you have stim? All right. So Ezekiel, what you need to do if you're going to go this bio route with this number of Marines, stim needs to be the first upgrade that you get. +1's important, but stim is the first upgrade you want to get there. Combat shield coming up behind it, and then work on your +1 attacks. You can do both at the same time, right? Because the engineering bay is for the attack and the armor upgrades, and the tech lab is for the combat shield and the stim upgrades. So you can do both, but priority-wise, stim is something you want first. Stim increases the attack damage of your Marines by about 1,000,000%. While +1 attack is good, it's not that good. And having +3 attack and stim is just godlike. Swarm Host coming up from SkunkBeard. So interestingly enough, going for the Swarm Host here, which can be pretty hard for a lower level player to deal with. SCV accidentally scouts the presence of these Swarm Hosts, by the way. Hello, Swarm Hosts. Welcome to this side of the village. This is where I live. And the Swarm Host does not have a default attack, so the SCV is safe unless the Swarm Host launches some of those locusts off its back. Which is... Look at this SCV picking a fight with these guys. Hey, why don't you do it? Why don't you launch some locusts off your back and try to kill me, you big pansy? You afraid? Is that what you are? Oh, there it is! And goodbye, SCV. Vroom. Locust DPS is insane. Ezekiel still making 2 SCVs at a time. Has saturated his main base, which is nice. Natural base could use some saturation too, which he's working on. 43 to 28 workers is really bad, though. It's just Ezekiel's macro needs to be improved. And generally, at these lower level games, that is something that can be said. And again, Day 9, once upon a time, when they used to talk about StarCraft, SCVs and supply depots, man. Drones and overlords, probes and pylons. It's what you got to be doing. Locusts flying on in. Liberator shutting down the third base, but the Locusts... not really target firing their attacks. I guess they might get a bunker, but nope, they don't kill anything. 0 things die. This bunker is burning down rapidly and should be repaired, mind you. So Ezekiel, notice the bunker's dying. I guess you're worried about killing the Swarm Host, which they are going to die because, by golly, they are caught out in the open and there's no Nidus to hide in. There's a reason when you go Swarm Host, you also go Nidus, and this is the reason. The reason is because Swarm Host caught out in the open without Locusts are some of the saddest units in the game. They die extremely quick. And bam, suddenly army supply 54 to 32 in favor of the Terran player. So yeah, nicely done. Nicely done recognizing the Swarm Hosts are probably hiding out up there and just going to kill them. That is a strategy. That is a something that players don't often do enough, is just go kill them. If there are some units you can kill, just go kill them. A lean counterattack, trying to get something done over here. Again, there are unprotected tanks for Ezekiel. He is producing additional Marines. He is not making any SCVs. Is this turning into a base race? I kind of feel like we're base racing it, which is a bit hilarious. So stim is done. There are no medevacs supporting, but at some point... Oh, never mind. There are medevacs there. I'm going to say, it doesn't matter if you don't over stim, but at this point, stim all you want, boys. There are medevacs here ready to go. Pretty much full energy on that. And here come 2 Marines and 2 tanks versus all of this, which doesn't seem like it's enough. But you know what? Additional Marines come in. Locust trying to get stuff done, getting wiped out by the Marines, and suddenly SkunkBeard is in a world of trouble. He just lost a base. He did not wipe out a Terran base at all. 8 kills on that tank, 11 kills on that tank, and Marines chasing down Swarm Hosts again. Pro tip for SkunkBeard, make sure that you have Nidus Worms to hide in. That's what you got to do. All right, so clearing out some of this creep. Natural base entirely undefended at this point in time. Like, bring your tanks in. Bring your other units in. If you're going to kill a base, bring everybody around. Killing these overlords is beautiful. Supply blocks the ever-loving crap out of SkunkBeard. He is supply blocked over... Oh, Swarm Host coming in. Oh, boy. Swarm Hosts surround. A bit of a surround here, and... Well, Loka's going to drop on all of this and try to wipe it out. We'll see how they do against these Marines and Marauders. You know what? Pretty well, it turns out. Loka's DPS is enough to get through a lot of the healing. But walking into this Liberator is problematic. These roaches do not want to be there at all. That is a circle of death, if you ask me. Any more units in production? Yeah, Ezekiel's making more stuff, which is good, but he needs to be making more SCVs. He just started one of those too. Infestors here from SkunkBeard. Whoa, we don't usually see spellcasters at these lower level games. Medivacs flying harmlessly into Spore Crawler away. Getting some repair out. This Liberator is having the greatest time of its life. 20 kills on that thing. Some of those are Locusts, which I understand. And yeah, if your Swarm Hosts are getting destroyed, at least launch your Locusts. Man, not trading as well as I would have expected there on those Locusts. So all the Locusts are going to die. Viking ends up killed. Infestor doesn't have energy for... Oh, has energy for 2 infested Terrans, which is not going to be enough. They will kill 0 things, as they do. And this little group of Marine and Marauder, very potent. Unless there are Banelings around, or Chain Fungals, of which we didn't see any today. Ooh, Medivac gets sniped off. Got to be careful with that. Keep that out of range. And I think that might just be it for SkunkBeard. He does have Sneaky Base up here, which Ezekiel does not know about. And Ezekiel's probably feeling a little bit more confident now than he should be. There are 7 Mutalisks on the way, but a lot of Marines on the ground, and the Marines do have +1/+1 Statement Combat Shield. So I don't think the Marines are going to be enough here. The Queen's getting wiped out as well. Liberator says, is there more stuff I can kill? No. What a shame. I guess setting up on that ramp is not bad. Are the Mutas going to go? No, the Mutas are going to try to defend against this, which, yeah, no. As a Zerg player, I can tell you these Mutas are dead. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. So SkunkBeard still has a bunch of minerals in the bank if he wants to make a ton of Zerglings, which, I don't know, might not be bad here, but bam, that's it. Ezekiel wins. SkunkBeard just left the game, does not call the GG, which could be considered bad manner, or maybe he just doesn't know all the proclivities of this ladder of StarCraft 2. So nicely done. Oh, nice victory there from Ezekiel. He still wants to kill stuff. He's probably still earning XP. At this stage, he is new to the game after all. He ended up making... How many SCVs did you make, guy? Let's take a look real quick. You lost 11 of them, and you made 39. So 40 is not bad for a 17-minute game. But you really want to aim for about 60 or more, especially if you're on 3 bases. You'll notice you're not saturated at your 3rd base, and you're not saturated at your natural, and you're crazy oversaturated at your main. So also come over here and make sure that if this is red, grab some workers and pull them somewhere else, especially if you have a base that is undersaturated like this one is. You definitely want to do that. So, SkunkBeard, I don't know. He did some weird stuff in this game. The Proxy Hatch into Roach Ravager, into Infestor Swarm Host without Nidus, into Mutalisk was a very interesting tech path from him. And generally, what you're going to see is Mutaling Baneling, or Roach Ravager, or like Ling Bane Hydra, with Infestors supporting all of those things from time to time. It's a good support unit, so that was fine to make, but... Yeah, also, I would suggest for SkunkBeard, you make Banelings. If your opponent has this much bio, if you don't have Banelings, you're not going to beat them. Like, you're just not. You can do anything you want. If you don't have Banelings, you're not going to win. So first, we get that Baneling nest and get that speed up. Roaches and Ravagers can handle pretty well, at least until the upgrades get going for these dudes. So keep that in mind. But yeah, so pretty fun game. Started out with a Proxy Hatch, which Ezekiel was able to shut down eventually after taking some losses, but nothing game-ending for him, obviously. And, yeah, SkunkBeard, his mortal sin might have been a little bit too much on the droning up. And just overall making the wrong units, right? He had the Swarm Host, but he didn't have Nidus to hide them in. If he went for Swarm Host Nidus, I think he could have just picked Ezekiel apart, right? In Nidus here, Swarm Host launch, hide inside the Nidus Worm, and then when the Terran shows up, there's nothing to kill but a Nidus Worm. And then your Swarm Hosts just grow and grow over time, and suddenly you have 15 and 20 of them, and you have huge waves of Locusts coming in, and they can wipe out this entire army, no problem. So SkunkBeard had the right idea. The execution was just not well done, and that's how you lose sometimes in StarCraft. So nicely done. Good game from Ezekiel. Gets the victory. In the end, SkunkBeard loses 16,000 resources. Woo! It's a lot. It's a lot of resources, and only 5,000 resources lost here from Ezekial. Where's my follow? Give me my follow. There it is. We'll follow these guys around. And yeah, look at all the units that died for SkunkBeard. Ravagers. 20 swarm hosts. I'm surprised he made that many. He did have a baneling nest, but he didn't make any banelings ever. Not once in the whole game. 47 Marines died. A couple bunkers went down. A couple tanks. Ezekiel calls the GG. And he leaves the game too. That's pretty funny stuff. So good. Good. Really weird stuff. Had some opportunities to educate, to be entertained by what's going on at the lowest levels of StarCraft, which I think is part of what this is all about. But yeah, I think it's time to go. That's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void, and you're into the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
And so you must run, and it's taken your heart and broken your soul. You cannot go back until you're made whole. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live. You can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove, there's a light upon you, and you follow it on. Looking for a reason and a way to atone. All around you, the planets and stars. You're lost in a maelstrom of a great new unknown. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove, into the void. When you're running into the void.